Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another day of NGS action. My name is Tokubi, and we're going to Div D West, Habitual Line Steppers versus a Trial by Annihilation. Now, both of these two teams currently sitting at the bottom. HLS lost 2-0 in their first match, went 1-2-1 in their second. Trial by Annihilation went 0-2 in their first two, both still looking for their first full win. Now, I'm just going to quickly go through map picks because both teams are basically ready and we're going to be getting started soon. But Habitual Line Steppers decided on first map. So it's going to be Infernal Shrines and Braxis Holdout. That's going to be their bans. Garden of Terror and Alterac Pass banned by Trial by Annihilation. And Towers of Doom is going to be the first map of today. And I'm a little bit sad about that. Not because I don't like Towers of Doom. Towers of Doom is definitely one of my more favorite maps as well. But because we've been banning Braxis Holdout every single series. I don't know. A lot of teams just have not been liking it this season at all. But you know what? That's okay. But again, this is going to be Div D West. Now, there is no Div E this season. So it is a little bit of a mashup of previous Div E teams and previous Div D teams. So it is going to be a little bit more of a chaotic division this time around, and I actually do have a quick moment to look at the standings, but as we can see, it's a 6-team div, so that's why it is going to be that double round robin. That's why teams can select what they want right now, whether it's going to be their first pick or first ban, and HLS as the home team today is able to select it for themselves. Now it is going to be changing. It is going to be changing up next. Like, both teams will have a turn picking which one they want for game number 1. So it will be balanced by the end of the season. But with that, before we do get started, as actually it doesn't even need to be done. We are already doing the countdown. So it is about time we head into map number 1, Towers of Doom, between Habitual Line Steppers and Trial by Annihilation.
Of doom.
Okay, that was almost perfectly timed. Almost. It's really hard because even when the players do the countdown, there is still that slight delay on its way down. But we are here. We are in map number 1, and we are getting ready for Towers of Doom. Now, again, Towers of Doom, typically there's going to be a little bit of focus on the offlane for this map. Trying to get someone that's able to double soak. We've seen some pretty interesting picks coming out recently. We saw the Zeratul coming out. I believe that was in Div C. No, that was in the Nexus division even. Just playing in the offlane, did a pretty good job of it too. But typically we are going to be seeing stuff like Dahaka, especially Leoric. Zul has definitely been gaining a little bit of popularity this season. I still wouldn't say he's a mainstay, but with Blazing Leoric in the pool as well. So that's the way it is. Oh, report Nova for when she was really bad. Okay, fair enough. Everyone here has to understand, I am pretty new at HOTS in general. I played when it first came out and then just went over to Dota, and I only came back like a year ago. So all of those big community memes, sadly, I have not been part of it. I watched a lot of HLC, but that's really it. Never really got into playing it as much, except for maybe in 2020. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm still glad I'm into it now, so gotta report the Novas. I think she's decent now, isn't she? As far as I understand. Like, it's still, like, not a good pick, but not as troll from what I remember it being in the past. But either way, let's talk more about the draft instead, because Jaina has been banned by Habitual Line Steppers, and Garage gonna be banned away by Trial by Annihilation. It's gonna be the Samuro ban second. So that's gonna remove it from the offlaner from Habitual Line Steppers. It was really annoying to play into, especially on Towers of Doom, as Anduin gonna be the final ban here as well, coming out from HLS. But yeah, Samuro especially can clear the altars pretty quick. can just kind of keep whacking people off of them, teleport to safety, or teleport over to one of the altars to be able to quickly take it themselves. So yeah, not surprised to see that getting removed. But Joanna going to be the first pick for Chocolat Door. Chocolate Door. I think, yeah, Chocolate Door. There we go. So that's how we're going to be able to pronounce it there. But yeah, I mean, Joanna's going to be a very solid pick. Obviously, very good at zone control. Very good at just being a mainstay tank. Has been meta for a very long time. Definitely not the strongest tank in the game, but is by far the best well-rounded. So it should be pretty good there. But now next up is going to be Vala and Dahaka locked in for Turtwig and for Pelter. So again, we are going to be seeing the Dahaka and again on Towers of Doom. Not a surprise at all. It is way too good on this map to not be played. Not super surprising to see it. It doesn't really have a lot of strong lane matchups into it. So it is just going to be the Leoric locked in for Caladorn. And once again, the Leoric's mostly picked just to match that double soak that Dahaka is able to bring out. As Orphea also going to get locked in for Flippy 8. We've been seeing a lot more Orphea this season, and I gotta say, I'm a huge fan. The Chomp coming out, the Shadow Monster. I mean, Orphea's just such a fun hero to watch. Definitely really good at showing off the mechanical prowess of any of the players that are playing it. But yeah, with that, it is going to be Brightwing getting banned away by HLS, just trying to remove more global action from it. And I'm trying to think of one more, what they could ban on the side of Trial by Annihilation. Because the thing is, whenever you lock in the Vala and Dahaka, there's really nothing that says what kind of composition they want to go for. Because Vala works in basically everything. Dahaka literally works in everything. So you can kind of build whatever team composition you want, but they're going to ban away the Stitches. I think that's a decent ban. Stitches obviously completely changes the game, changes the way it's going to be played. Joanna and Leora can do pretty well into it, but at the same time, sometimes the hook is just going to be able to catch you out anyway. Sometimes it's just going to be able to walk forward and just chomp away the Joanna. Even if you're not able to pull the Joanna back in a way where you'd be able to kill it, just taking out the main tank for a few seconds while they're inside the gorge is just super good. It definitely enables the rest of the team to just completely play through it. But now we are going to be seeing our next two characters locked in. It is going to be Oriel for Warm Car Water. Fantastic name, by the way. I'm not even sure what that means. Warm Car... Oh, I get it. It's like when you get back to your... Yeah, okay. I'm with it. Okay. For anyone that doesn't get it, for whatever... because it did take me a little while. Warm Car Water. It's like when you get back to the car, you've left the water bottle in the seat or like in the door. And you get there and it's just really warm, just slightly too hot, but you're so thirsty that it just tastes amazing anyway. I think we've all been there back in the day at least once. But Vern 15 going to be locking in the Murden as well. And on the flip side of it, Deckard Kane going to be locked in for Kawaii Bunny. And Jay Trinja going to be on the Tychus. So lots of auto attack damage. It is going to be a little bit harder overall for Trial by Annihilation to get the DPS off. Tychus is a bit short-ranged. Orphea definitely relies a lot on hitting those skill shots, which obviously can be dodged. As Boomer AP, I'm going to be locking in the Tassadar. So they're going to have the range advantage on the side of HLS. And depending on the build, could also have just raw DPS advantage as well if Turtwig does go for Creed of the Hunter. But even Puncturing Arrow could be good, just needs a bit more time to get that power. As we are done our draft, and it's time we head into game number 1. All right, and we are loading into map number 1, Towers of Doom, between Habitual, Line Steppers, and Trial by Annihilation. But we are in, and I'm very curious to see some of these towns coming out. Most notably, it's going to be a race car build for Dahaka. I think that's pretty typical on this map since you are pretty much having to double soak on this map. So the more move speed you have, the faster you're going to be able to double soak. It literally increases the amount of XP your team gets, and it also gives you a lot more time to move between laning and fighting. But some interesting picks here. Scroll of Identify.
4,
So that's actually going to be pretty good. If you're able to stack it up, it does do a lot of damage.
Well,
But
what
it's
are you
not
waiting
always that you're
for?
going to be able to stack it up. So we'll see if Kawaii Bunny's going to be able to get it. And we see the Shock Ray as well. So that's going to be the big poke build coming out of Boomer APM. I'm still waiting to see what talent this is going to be. And it is going to be Creed of the Hunter. So it is going to be the auto attack build coming out. But now the fighting already starting to come through. The drag is going to be able to land as the scroll ceiling not going to be able to find anyone as Chocolate Door takes a decent amount of damage, but so does Vern. The main thing to remember though, Vern is going to be on the Muradin. Will be able to heal back up from the trade. Detainment Strike not going to be able to land, but Flippy 8 currently sitting at max stacks as the scroll once again not going to be able to land, but it is a very strong zoning tool, whether it lands or not. Now both teams starting to group up towards the bot lane. It is going to be that typical 1-0-4 setup, so to speak, even though the one's just going to be splitting between the top lane and the mid lane for the rest of the game. And now Flippy 8 does get hit by the Stormbolt, but no one's able to follow up on Detainment Strike though, and they're just going to look for Chocolate Door, and that's going to be first blood going over to HLS. And they're able to just burst down the main tank, and that is a very powerful combo. Just being able to put up that wall from the Tassadar, and then Warm Car Water just hitting that Detainment Strike straight into it. I forgot this is called even. Force Wall. There we go. It's been a while since I've cast out a Tassadar. I don't think I've seen one yet this season. So yeah, it's literally been a few months since I've cast that. But now over there, it is going to be the siege camps just taken by both of these two teams. The Sappers are going to start pushing. I don't expect any of these to really be able to land. Both teams already are showing 4. In fact, HLS just showing 3 as Boomer APM going to be covering the mid lane for a little while. Going to be rotating down, and we'll be letting Peldor collect the rest of it as Chocolate Door just going to be moving forward. Same with Flippy 8. Not going to get Detainment Struck into the wall, but we'll definitely be close. We'll definitely be pushed off of it. For now, it's Chocolate Door going to get pulled back by the Force Wall as Turtwig forced to vault out to safety. And yeah, so all the Sappers are going to be gone. None of them are going to be able to crash. And again, that's typically expected in scenarios like this, but Vern starting to take a decent amount of damage, and now Warm Car Water could be in a bad spot and will be going down. It is going to be a kill going over to Jay Trinja, as Vern also getting hit by the Shadow Waltz, but with a Storm going to be able to buy enough space as the grenade toss, almost enough to take down Vern. We are going to be seeing the minigun in the Rhythm talent coming through, so I think it is decent this game because, again, the main person you're going to be hitting is Vern, who's most likely going to be going Avatar. So that's going to be a lot of max HP. So having that minigun last longer, taking out more of that max percent HP, going to be given a lot of value if you're able to get it, though. Now Chocolate Door going to land the Condemn only on a Warm Car Water. Rest of the team not able to follow, but Vern starting to stand a little bit in the front, takes a decent amount of damage. Both Dwarf Toss going to be able to get back to safety, no problem. The altars are being fought over for this mid lane one. The top two are being traded, as we can see, over on the mini-map. But if the action is going to break out anywhere, it's going to break down here in the bottom lane. Vern going to start the channel again, just trying to bait out some abilities. And now Peldor coming in with a Brush Talker and able to find Jay Trinja, but Jay Trinja going to be able to get back to safety. Boomer APM is going to get hit. The quarterback from Jay Trinja going to be able to land the grenade toss over top. Now it is 4v5. Vern could be the next target. Flippy just jumping through. One more Shadow Waltz. But Vern just going to be able to jump over the wall out to safety. Peldor will land another dragon. It is on the Tychus again, but Jay Trinja just going to be able to dash away to safety as Kawaii Bunny will be able to get the final bit of the channel. And it is going to be 8-4 in terms of damage, favoring Trial by Annihilation. So pretty close so far. The extra pickoff that they got, it definitely coming out as their strength. And we are going to be seeing some differences in lane right now as Caledor almost going down to Boomer APM in the middle lane. It's time to do a little bit of a stack check. It is going to be 2 stacks for Scroll of Identify, 60-1 Creed of the Hunter, 2 for Enhanced Agility, and the 25 on the Static Charge. So the shock rate is still building up. Oh, I should also mention 18 for In the Rhythm. That's actually going to be a pretty decent amount, considering they only just now hit level 7. So this was basically just for 3 levels. And yeah, this is going to be able to increase the time for quite a decent amount. It's now Chocolate Door coming down. Peldor in the area as well. So it is 4v5. And now the Scroll of Sealing on to 3. But with the Force Wall, there's not going to be any follow-up. But that's still 3 stacks. Going into Scroll of Identify. This is going to be an extra 6 permanent damage. And then eventually we'll start reducing armor. So being able to stack that sooner rather than later, going to be getting max value out of it. As Vern now going to be walking up, gonna get hit by the Condemn. The Chocolate Door still trying to run forward. Scroll of Identify not going to be able to reach onto Warm Car Water. Vern 15 still going to be in the area, taking a decent amount of damage. The Condemn's going to be there as well, but again, Dwarf Toss, just very good ability for defense. But that actually does allow Trial by Annihilation to be able to crash one of these sappers in. So it'll deal a decent bit of damage over to that cannon tower. But now on the top side, Keladorn and Peldor still going to be matching 1-1. Keladorn going to start roaming down first. So it is going to be 2 altars active. And it looks like the 2 teams might just be happy trading. The Tainment Strike coming up from Warm Car Water. I thought Warm Car Water might end up walking into that brush, but plays it safe. And now Vern could be in a dangerous spot. Kind of caught out in the middle of 4, but Dwarf Toss should be back out shortly. As Keladorn now in the area. Boomer APM is going to be the target instead of Boomer APM going to be going down. That is going to be another pickoff coming in for Trial by Annihilation. I completely forgot how to zoom the camera. I thought I thought I had a bit more zoom out potential, so I apologize for that. But now Chocolate Door going to be able to come back, Condemn on to 3. Vernon, Warm Car Water could be in a bad spot as well. Scroll of Sealing will land. Do they have the damage over top? It is going to be the grenade toss, but it's not going to be enough to take down Warm Car Water. It's not going to be enough to take down Vern. But they are going to have a little bit of time just DPSing onto this wall. They will finish off the gate. They will get a little bit of extra poke onto these structures as well. But now just waiting for a little while. They do have another wave coming through. Warm Car Water still a little bit on the low side, but they are slowly but surely able to clear everything out. They will get one of these. Is now Vern looking to play forward. Peldor coming in from behind, looks for the healer, looks for Flippy 8 instead. And now they're gonna try and reach a Black Hole into the 4th wall. They have another stop, but the Eternal Feast over top not going to be able to land. Stay while and listen, only going to land onto Peldor. And now they are coming in. Jay Turndra going to pop the Odin. But so far, both teams are just going to be able to walk away. However, in the meanwhile, Keladorm still pushing out. So it is going to be a little bit of extra soak being caught right now by Trial by Annihilation. But a lot of major cooldowns used by both teams. Odin's going to be gone. They're not going to have Avatar. They're not going to have Black Hole. And then, obviously, Blessed Shield's been used. Stay a while and listen. Just a lot of major cooldowns burned by both of these 2 teams. For this next fight, it's really going to come down to Keladorn on the side of Trial by Annihilation. They need to find a good way of using this Entomb. And now Kawaii Bunny trying to get the channel, not going to be able to, but it is going to be 5v5 now. Peldor coming in from behind as Keladorn does get the Entomb, but there's no one there to follow up. In fact, Keladorn, the one in danger spot, will get finished off. So it is going to be the first kill going over to HLS, as now the silence lands onto the backline. Only gonna hit Kawaii Bunny, but they're looking for more Black Hole just used as a zoning tool. And now Peldor just trying to stand in the way, trying to be as annoying as possible. Drag is gonna be able to prevent the channel, and now they're still fighting. Flippy could be in a bad spot, as now the Stale One listen, it catches on to Peldor, catches on to Turtwig. And Keldorn back into the fight. So we are 5v5. The altar is still available. No major cooldown is available. It's just going to be Crystal Aegis. And now the Avatar is up for Vern as well. But Peldor starting to take a decent chunk of damage. Chocolate Door and Jay Tringer are low. But instead, they're going to be able to take down Peldor. Flippy 8 going to be able to get the last hit on that one. And with this 5v4, Kawaii Bunny going to be able to get the channel. And it is going to be 32-24, favoring the side of Trial by Annihilation. And these fights are really starting to get close. One of the downsides, and this is, I should say, one of the upsides, if we're going to be looking at this as a glass half full type of cast, Keladorn able to come back into the fight very fast because it is that Leoric, has that trait to kind of go to ghost form, doesn't need to walk back into the lane, can drain hope, just getting more and more of that death timer reduced. And being able to come back in, that Entomb, zoning away 3, that's what's got Vern so low, because Vern now had to try and solo zone the rest of the team. And now Keladorn in the area as well. The Entomb is available. And they will go for Keladorn. And now they're going to have the Eternal Feast over top, but Crystal Aegis is there. So while and listen, going to be used. Black Hole now trying to zone them into the backline. Peldor in the area as well. And will be able to get the Isolate. As now said, they're just going to be able to take down the tank. Warm Car Water, or Jay Chindra, going to be the next to fall. Vern still looking for more, but not going to be able to find it. It is the 2-4-0 for the side of HLS. They will lose their rest of their gate, and they will even take a sapper onto the turrets. But how much can they get in return? It is going to be 3v5 on the map, 4v2 in the bot lane. So they are going to start trying to push down into this cannon turret. They will at least be able to get one. They could look for the gate as well, but they are taking a lot of damage in the process. Flippy 8 and Kawaii Bunny really good at keeping them unhealthy. And now taking a look over at the stacks once again, especially for a Scroll of Identify, I think this is really the big one. Everything else is just going to be a little bit of damage, a little bit of scaling, just by little bits. But once this hits 15, this is going to increase everyone's damage by 10, whatever the Scroll of Sealing does land. And that's why it's so important. Now, with the two altars, they are just going to get traded back and forth. As now Vern, the Entube lands on Turdwig instead of Crystal Age is going to buy a little bit of time. Vern still alive as well. Turdwig trying to get away, will survive for now. And the healing from Warm Car Water going to be able to keep Turdwig alive. And it was a very good engage coming out of TBA, but an even better save coming out of Warm Car Water to keep Turdwig alive in that fight. And now the siege camp is going to get contested, it looks. Chocolate Door looking to walk. A little bit of anti-synergy there as they both do use their stuns at the exact same time. And the shock ray landing on two. Very well-placed force wall by Boomer APM. And now Vern is looking to try and engage. It looks like neither side is really comfortable to go for that Zapper camp yet. But the wave is pushed in first by the side of Trial by Annihilation. There will be another wave coming up shortly. But it looks like Vern really wants to take that siege camp. But I don't think they can take it without the invade coming out of Trial by Annihilation. They're the first ones to get this space. And especially right now with Keladorn in the bottom side, it could be even more dangerous to Chocolate Door. Taking a decent amount of damage there. Or I should say taking a little bit of damage there. Will get hit by the slow as well as Keladorn. Now going to be in the area. Going to Wraith Walk all the way into the bot lane. Will get the Entube, but Boomer APM able to sidestep it. But now the Condemned does land on Entube. Blessed Shield going to get popped as well. Black Hole just trying to keep them away. Stay a while and listen. They found Boomer APM. This is the target you want, but Boomer APM still able to run away. Flippy 8 with the Eternal Feast over top, and Boomer APM going to take a decent amount of damage for it. But again, the Crystal Age is going to prevent that infinite stack as well. As now Vern Drain Hope is there. Warm Car Water in the front line. Turdwig as well. Both of them are falling. Pelador's going to follow. It's a 3-for-0. And Trial by Annihilation, now they're going to pop the Odin. And they're going to start pushing in this bottom bell tower. And with that, there's a lot that they can take on the map. They're going to walk away from the bell tower for now, because there is an altar on the top side. There are some siege camps they can steal as well. Chocolate Door trying to take the one on the top side, but Vern and Boomer APM trying to prevent it as well. Chocolate Door gonna pop the Iron Skin and just looking to dive on a Boomer APM right now. Flippy 8 also going to be in the area, not able to land the Shadow Walls quite yet. But Boomer APM is pretty low on mana as Vern needs to jump over. Will get hit by the Scroll of Sealing, and that's going to be the -10 armor and just going to get blown up. It's going to be yet another kill going over for Trial by Annihilation. They lead the kill score 8-4 now. They're going to get one altar, they're going to get two, and they're going to get the third. It is 28-12. And with the boss on the map, they only need 2 more altars, assuming they don't get any other bell towers in order to be able to end the game. They're definitely looking to push this for an early win right now. But Warm Car Water might be walking in, but it's just going to be the main tank here. It's just going to be Chocolate Door in the area as Jay Trinja going to get pulled by a Pelador. But Jay Trinja takes a lot of damage on the way out. These shock rays are really starting to hurt. We see the Thermal Lance is going to be there. And that's where Boomer APM on this Tassador really finishes scaling. Obviously, level 20 is going to be nice, but this is when you're fully online. The static charge will need to land as well, but that's just going to be a little bit extra. Warm Car Water going to get burst down entirely. And Black Hole going to prevent Morris Vern able to dash out just in time. Turdwig going to be the next target. The bottom bell tower goes down. And they're going to be looking for more Rain of Vengeance from Turdwig. Able to remove the follow-up for now. As a Chomp coming out as well. Shockray will land on a 3. But it's just not going to be enough. The bottom bell tower has already gone down. It's already the 1-for-0. And Trial by Annihilation, they're starting to look really good this game. And they're just going to be sending multiple members up towards that middle lane. Looks like they want to just continue pushing. Without Warm Car Water, without the healer, it is going to be a little bit harder for them to try and contest anything. But when it's only the healer trying to hold the lane, it could be a little bit bad. But Chocolate Door has a good angle, will be able to pull back Vern. Vern is going to be able to jump away, but they're looking for more DPS over top, and they have a lot. But Vern able to survive, and in fact, it's Jay Trinja that gets taken down decently low. Has a bunch of health potions behind the bell tower, so if they're able to hold this area, they're gonna be just fine. But now Force Wall gonna get used. Boomer APM with the Black Hole, not gonna be able to land almost lands onto Chocolate Door, but in the meanwhile, Peldor trying to pull back Flippy 8. Vern jumping into the back line as well. Chocolate Door alone in the front line, but this might even be good. The Crystal Agent's there, Eternal Feast, and Vern just gonna get finished off, and the Entomb coming through, but the Isolation is gonna be Kelador that goes down instead, but everyone else is still caught into it. Boomer APM still alive. And it is going to be that 2-for-1, once again favoring Trial by Annihilation. Boomer APM and Turtwig both do not have the health bars to stay, so it's just going to be another altar going the way of Kawaii Bunny. And just like that, it's going to be 28-3. Boss is available. Boss ends the game. And with Kelador being able to come up soon, but right now it looks like they're going to be focusing more on holding this bottom lane. They are going to go as 3 though. Flippy and Jay Tringer, they might just be trying to sneak this, but Turtwig, Boomer APM, and Warm Carwater, they know that right now, if there's any way they lose the game, it is going to be to Boss. So they're all going to be grouping here. Kelador almost going to be back alive. Flippy takes a decent amount of damage. So does Jay Trinja. It's so hard without your main tank there, but now Turtwig couldn't be a little bit too far up, and the Condemn is going to land. Eternal Feast, Blessed Shield as well. And we'll just get finished off entirely. Peldor now in the back line, trying to find something, and might be able to find it, as Jay Tringer will get taken down. It's 4v4 now on the map. Vern still alive. Kawaii Bunny taking a lot of damage from the boss. Is forced to heal themselves, as that Kawaii Bunny just gonna get finished off by the boss in its entirety. And now Vern chasing forward, looking for Kelador. Will get the stun. The Stormbolt does land, but Flippy still alive, still dealing damage. But they're gonna have to back out. It is a 2-for-1, but this should be the boss going back the other way. However, Chocolate Door and Flippy 8, they are walking back in. They are looking for Vern. They could look for the game here as well, but Warm Carwater gonna be able to channel the boss. So they will stay alive for a little bit longer, but it's still going to be 24-3. It's still going to be level 20s on the side of Trial by Annihilation, sorry. Because now they are going to be pushing through this mid lane, trying to get whatever priority they can get on the map. It is going to be a 2 altar spawn. Any one of these ends the game for Trial by Annihilation. So Habitual Line Steppers, they're gonna have to pull out a strong fight here. They are down 20s. They need to either buy time till they get 20, or they need to win a fight down talents. It is a very, very short 5v4, so they do have the opportunity to Slippiate. Looking for the channel, not gonna be able to get a Blessed Shield, has already been used. Entomb with the Salves onto everyone. Boomer APM taking so much damage, but still gonna be alive, able to back away. Will find another angle. Peldor in the meanwhile just gonna come into the back lane. Will get the hook and will be able to take down Jay Trinja. As now Peldor is still wreaking havoc in the backline. Goes into stasis. Stay a while and listen is going to come through. The healing is there, but the shock rays over top. They're buying enough space. They're able to find 2. They're looking for more. Flippy 8 not going to be able to be caught out yet. But now Peldor might have stepped a little bit too far. Super low. The 140 HP. Flippy 8 looking for the last hit, but the healing once again coming through. Warm Carwater just not going to let the team die. And now Chocolate Door, out of mana, out of health, will be going down. They're looking for more. Flippy 8 will follow. And it is a 4-4-0 coming out. Habitual Line Steppers absolutely taking control of this fight. And they got the boss. They got both the altars. They only got 6 damage with them, but they have so much time on the map. They could look for this middle bell tower. This bot lane eventually will push in their favor. They should be able to retake that as well. So now they can be the ones that are going to have the advantage. But Keldorn about to respawn. Will get the Entomb onto Warm Carwater, but do they have the DPS? And with the black hole, it looks like they will, but it's Habitual Line Steppers that have the damage instead. Kelador gonna go right back into Wraith mode, utilizing that trait to its maximum effectiveness. And just like that, we have 3 bell towers apiece for each team. And there's still gonna be about 15 seconds before 2 members come back. Kelador gonna be back a little bit later. I try not to look at that timer because it is fake. And instead, they're gonna be looking towards this bot side siege camp. On the side of HLS, they're going to steal away the enemy siege camp. They're going to take theirs as well. Now, the middle bell tower probably going to get retaken at some point here from Trial by Annihilation. They have pretty good DPS for it. They have their entire roster here as well. So it is just going to end up being that even trade. And we're going to be back to the normal state of the game. Both sides just holding on to the 3 on their end. So each one of these altars is going to be dealing 4 damage, but even with everything that went the way of HLS, Habitual Line Steppers, in the last few fights, they are still just 1 lost altar from losing the game here. And Trial by Annihilation, they're definitely going to want to finish this up. They have the Scroll of Sealing. They're able to find the 2 frontliners. Another Condemn as well. They're going to be able to take down Peldor. Eternal Feast onto Turtwig. Turtwig taking so much damage. Vern as well. We'll get the shield. But now it's a 1-for-1 Silver, but Turdwig will get finished off in the backline. Crystal Age is trying to buy some space, but Vern will follow. Chocolador going out over top. Flibier trying to follow. And I think that should be it. I don't think HLS have it in them anymore. They are going to be pulled in both directions, but Chocolador going to be able to get the final channel and fire off straight at the core. And it is going to be game number 1 going to Trial by Annihilation, and they had to fight for it. Really solid game coming out of both these two teams. I mean, Trial by Annihilation definitely deserved that win. They definitely earned it. And the main reason why is because Habitual Line Steppers, they made them fight for it every single step of the way. And almost a massive comeback coming out from them. They had to take a fight down 20s, where any one altar would have won the game for Trial by Annihilation. But they had the few seconds timer before Kawaii Bunny was back up. They knew they had no healer, so they just went full send. It was all or nothing, and they managed to get it for themselves. But unfortunately, the next fight for them did not go their way. Trial by Annihilation able to find 2. They were able to find Vern. They were able to find Peldor. Just the perfect heroics coming out of Chocolador, Keldor together. Then Flippy over top. It was a close game. They almost got the comeback, but Trial by Annihilation, they're going to be walking away with this one. Now, we are going to be going to a short break, but when we come back, it'll be game number 2, so don't go anywhere.
Dragonshire.
Welcome back, everyone, and as you can see, we are going to be on a new map here. We are going to be going over to Dragonshire for game number 2 between Habitual Line Steppers and Trial by Annihilation. Trial by Annihilation currently leading 1-0, and they are going to be looking for their first domination of the season here, but Habitual Line Steppers, it's going to be their job to get in their way. And in fact, we should also give a quick shout out to Trial by Annihilation. This is their 3rd week match, and this is also their first map win of the season as well. So definitely starting to look like things are starting to move their way. So huge congratulations to Trial by Annihilation for that. Hopefully there's going to be many more to come. But now we are going to be on Dragonshire, and once again, this is going to be a tall map. And most importantly, this is a map where you need priority in all 3 lanes in order to get the objective, in order to get that Dragonite going for your team. Now, Vala is going to be the first ban coming out of Trial by Annihilation, just trying to remove that hard carry. Turtwig did deal a decent amount of damage, and that Rain of Vengeance has interrupted a decent amount of their combos as well. I think it's a little bit underrated, the Rain of Vengeance. Obviously, it's a good follow-up, but it can absolutely deter plants. It is a very, very strong counter engage. So alongside the rest of the damage, the rest of the kit that Vala is able to provide, not surprised to see it getting removed in map number 2. But Jaina, gonna be the ban once again for Habitual Line Steppers, just trying to get rid of that poke mage, trying to get rid of that pseudo control mage. She does have a decent amount of slows, but since everyone goes water elemental, not going to be able to have that full route coming out. It does deal a lot more damage, so completely expected. But we are going to be looking for next, and it's going to be the Diablo ban coming out for Trial by Annihilation. Now, this here was not touched in game number 1, but again, it's a different map. It's a bigger map, and with Joanna banned as well, we're definitely going to be seeing some new tanks coming out this time. Last time, it was the Joanna versus the Murden. Now, first pick still going to be there from Trial by Annihilation, and last time it was Chocolate Door picking up the Joanna. Instead, it's going to be Kawaii Bunny picking up the Anduin. Leap of Faith obviously going to be very strong. Light Bomb as well, and there's a ton of heroes you can combo Anduin with. So really, the world's their oyster if they want to go that aggressive build. But we have seen a few games last season where there's no long range interrupt, so we do see the dome coming in, the holy word salvation, and sometimes if it's the perfect game for it, it can just free win it on its own. You don't need anyone else to perform. You just have that dome. If it's used in the right times, just completely wins games. And maybe it could be this game now, because Chromie doesn't really have a lot of crowd control. Brightwing does need to walk up closer, as those two are selected for Boomer APM and Warm Car Water. The Rexar getting a locked in for Keldorn, and the Li Ming for Flippy 8. So going to be a different mage coming out from Flippy 8. Gonna have a little bit less consistent damage, but gonna have a lot more burst if you're able to land the skill shots. Once again, taking those very skill shot reliant heroes. But game number 1, Flippy 8 definitely dealt a lot of damage, definitely did not struggle too much on that Orphea. So I'd be very surprised if they struggle here on Li Ming as well. But now next phase of bans is going to be coming through. No frontliners selected yet for Habitual Line Steppers, as they are going to be banning away the Stitches. And they do have a frontliner in Keldorn in the offlane, the Rexar, but they haven't picked up their main tank yet on Trial by Annihilation. And I'm wondering who they're going to go for. There are still a few decently strong tanks left. Obviously, the Murden hasn't been banned away yet. There is also going to be the Anubrak if either of these two teams do want to go for that kind of burst mage build. And I think Anubrak could be good for both of these two teams. I think it would be slightly better for Habitual Line Steppers. The Cocoon, very good at taking out the Li Ming, just very good at getting her caught out. You can set up after that. So there are plays built around that, as a Sergeant Hammer going to be the ban coming out from Trial by Annihilation instead. And I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. I do think Sergeant Hammer in the right games is absolutely a draft breaker, but I think Li Ming in general should be okay to handle it, unless you pair it with extra frontline, unless you pair it with a lot more other plays. Not gonna be able to accomplish too well, as we're gonna see the Sylvanas locking for Turtwig. And yes, this is Vern, and Vern's Garrosh was not banned away, so I'm actually surprised by that. They did ban it away in game number 1. So yeah, that's just gonna get locked in. Vern 15 gonna be on that signature Garrosh pick. If you haven't seen Vern Garrosh, you're about to see something special. That's all I can really say here, as we are gonna be seeing the Anubrak after all on Chocolate Door. So that should be a pretty interesting pick. It's gonna provide them a little bit more engage, as Zul'jin gonna be locked in last for Jay Tridra. So they have that auto attack. They have the mage coming in with the Zul'jin and Li Ming combo, as we're going to be seeing the Blaze locked in last for Peldor. They have a lot of strong tools on both these two teams. I don't know who to pick for these drafts. I think this is entirely an execution-based draft. Zul'jin might struggle a little bit into the Chromie, but other than that, I think it's really whoever's going to be able to get the better pick is going to be able to come out with a win this time around. But with that being said, we have our drafts, we have our two teams, and we have our game number 2 coming up shortly. All right, and we are loading into Dragonshire right here, right now. But before the game does get started, while these two teams show up, I would like to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's stream, Factor 75. Factor 75, it's a meal service that comes right to your door. The meals are delicious, they're nutritious, they're a lot cheaper than eating out, and they're all ready to eat in less than 2 minutes. So definitely be sure to give it a try. Click the link in the chat or the panel down below to get and use my code FACTORSC82337 to get 50% off your first box and free breakfast for a whole year. So once again, thank you Factor75 for sponsoring this stream. And let's head to the action, because something interesting is happening basically right away. Peldor are going to be walking into the mid lane, with the rest of the team grouping up with Boomer APM here. They have the Black Arrows, but Keldorn could be in a bad spot. Wrecking Ball into Groundbreaker as well. They have the Polymorph, and they have the damage over top, and Keldorn just going to be able to go down immediately. Now, they're not going to be able to utilize the Black Arrows to really get a lot of damage onto the structures, but they are going to be able to get a ton of extra priority over in the top lane. They're going to kind of change the way that Trial by Annihilation wants to get set up for this game, as Chocolador not gonna get slowed by the Ozlik, but not really gonna get punished too much for it, as now Habitual line steppers, they're gonna start moving down over to the bottom lane. It is gonna be Chocolador actually going with a burrow charge as Boomer APM could be in a good spot, but just gonna be using that Dragon's Breath on Turtwig. It is going to be Time Troubles and Time Walker's Pursuit, so just going to be, wait, 15% spell power? I thought it was 5. Did something change, or did I just misremember how that talent works? But it is going to be a lot of extra magic power as Chocolador taking so much damage. Again, that Dragon's Breath, if you're able to land all 3 shots, it deals so much damage. Just Peldor struggling a little bit in the 1v1. Keldorn dealing a ton of damage to the Blaze, but I believe it is typically expected. It's not too hard to land the stun with Misha. You're going to have the range with the auto attack advantage, and you're just going to be able to kind of out poke this Blaze. Now eventually Peldor should be able to just out heal it with the Ozlik and Twin Stream combination, but it does take a little while to get those levels to make it more worth it, because right now I'm going to just have to struggle a little bit in the top side. But now, meanwhile, in the bot lane, they're going to get a little bit of a push onto this bot lane ball, just get a little bit of poke onto it. And with the shrine spawning, both teams are now going to start positioning for it. They're now going to start fighting for it as Chocolador just going to get Wrecking Balled away. Will burrow charge right back in. And in fact, Vern's starting to take a decent amount of damage here. The Impale has already come through, and the Time Trap as well. But the Polymorph may end up saving Vern's life, and with the Unstoppable, going to be able to back away. Phase Shift going to come through from Warm Car Water just to get their tank back to full. So they are going to be available for this next fight. As now Flippy and Chocolador, they are going to be in the areas. Vern looking to pull back Chocolador, but the Time Trap going to get popped instead. Chocolador going to take a decent amount of damage, but Vern's taking a lot too, but Chocolador will be forced to jump away. That burrow charge will be in the area, and I believe Leap of Faith was used there as well. I think they both just got to use that at the exact same time. But Boomer APM now going to be able to rejoin the team after pushing in the mid wave. So they do have that mid wave just kind of dying to the wall. A little bit of extra pacing advantage coming in right now for Habitual line versus Jade Chandra. Almost gets hit by the Groundbreaker, but not going to. And they have the push again. They have control of this bottom shrine. They're going to start pushing as Chocolador. Again, Wrecking Balled away. Will be forced to use the burrow charge to get back onto the shrine. And with the Chastise, with the Unstoppable, the extra move speed from the Fairy Dust, actually keeping Vern a little bit safer as Jade Chandra taking a lot of damage. Boomer APM almost takes down Jade Chandra in the backline. Just need a couple more hits as Dragon's Breath even going to take Jade Chandra down even lower. Now both of these shrines are under control by Trial by Annihilation as Vern just going to overstay a little bit, and Jade Chandra going to be able to get that final hit. Will be able to get that kill, and this is what this poke composition does, because again, we do have Zul'jin, but Zul'jin has not been an auto attacker for a while. It is going to be that attack damage caster instead. So with the extra burst damage coming out from Flippy, AJ Trinja just really able to layer the damage over top. But now they have control of both shrines, and it looks like they might even try and go for it right now. Jay Trinja is in the area, but so is Boomer APM. Boomer APM may try to put a stop to it. White Bunny's in the area, and so is Peldor, though. So Haunting Wave is going to be enough to deter them for now. And with 3 members from Habitual Line Steppers, as now Kawaii Bunny going to get tossed back. We'll get set up with a Jet Propulsion as well. And that's going to be a solid pick. Vern. Again, this is why you don't give Vern the Garrosh. Vern will find the angles, will find the plays for the team. And now Chocolate Door and Flippy 8, they're still trying to hold the area. The Impale is going to land into the Bro Charge as well. Boomer APM going to get knocked up, but again, no damage to follow up as Flippy 8 just getting zoned by Vern. And now with that, I should also mention Jay Trinja almost got the Dragon Knight there, but they were able to retake control of the bottom shrine just in time. But the push is still coming in from both these two teams. Half level advantage coming in for Habitual Line Steppers, so they are slightly ahead. They are doing pretty well for themselves right now. As Vern, once again, looking for Chocolate Door. But it's hard to find the angle with these Scarabs to try and throw the Anubrag into the team, especially with Burrow Charge. Might not be able to get as much as Time Trap is going to be there. Chocolate Door tanking so much damage to the Polymorph as well. And they're just going to be able to take down Chocolate Door. Vern has the tap, so going to be able to walk right back into this lane. And they're in a really good spot. They should be able to retake control here. I don't know how much they can get with his control, but at the very least, they have the push. They have Boomer APM shoving in that mid lane as well. And I think that's where most of their gold has been coming from. They've just been able to fully shut down that entire mid wave, just making sure that Keldorn can't walk down. No one from this bottom lane can walk up either, just fully zoning them off that middle wave. And now, in fact, they're going to continue pushing it. They're going to be able to finish off this wall. Boomer APM and Peldor just taking a pretty big advantage for the team. Is now Jay Trinja walking forward. Boomer APM has no mana. Flippy 8 able to deal damage over top. One more axe is all that's needed. Will level up, but not going to be enough. As now Vern could be looking for the play, but the Chastise is going to be able to land. And with a Chocolate Door in the area, they should be completely okay. Level 10s, though, have been hit on the side of HLS. So they are in a good position here as Chocolate Door once again going to get pushed back. And with Leap of Faith going to be pulled back into a very safe spot. Now Siege Camp is going to get taken by Trial by Annihilation. So they're going to have that little bit of an extra push advantage in the bot lane. Siege Camp still up for Habitual Line Steppers as level 10s are now going to get matched. So that's going to be a lot of level 10s for both teams. All the heroics are coming through. It is going to be the Light Bomb, and with the Anubarak, pretty easy to set up as well. That combo is definitely going to be a very scary one. If they're able to land it on a Warm Car Water or onto Turtwig, things are definitely going to start looking bad. But Warm Car Water going to have the blink heal to be able to get back to safety. Is actually Keldorn just able to kind of walk into the mid lane and take the Dragon Knight. I'll be honest, I saw they had both their shrines, but completely missed that they just had full priority over in that mid lane as well. As Chocolate Door is going to get pulled back, and with the Arcane Orb, Flippy just dealing more and more poke damage to the rest of the team. As now Vern looking for a play, not able to find a blink heal coming out over top, and the Soothing Mist going to keep them alive with that cleanse as well. But again, they're just buying so much time right now. Everyone's dealing with this bottom lane. But Keldorn still pushing up in the top side. Has the Dragon Knight, will be able to push in, but Boomer APM at the very least going to be able to clear this wave. And will get kicked all the way back, but oh, the angle's just not going to be in the perfect place. Boomer APM going to be able to get back in, will be able to deal more and more damage to this Dragon Knight. And Peldor in the meanwhile is also going to be trading this damage over in the mid lane. But the rest of the team, Trial by Annihilation, is going to be here. The Jet Propulsion going to get interrupted on Light Bomb as well. But Peldor going to be able to hide inside of the bunker for a little while. Chocolate Door going to get pushed back as well and into the fray. Will keep Peldor alive. And in the top side, Keldor not able to finish off the entire wall, but we'll get, or finish off the entire fort, sorry. But we'll be able to get a decent amount of damage onto it. Once again, the level lead still very much favoring Habitual Line Steppers. They have level 12 with a Chromie. That does mean one additional talent. We'll get another one at level 14. So overall, they're doing quite well for themselves. Pretty much a full level lead right now, just slightly under, as they're going to be able to pick off Keldor to the mid lane. Vern, once again, able to find the play, as I'm completely missing every kill, so I do apologize for that. But right now, just plays coming out of nowhere for HLS. That's the excuse I'm going to give, but Vern still going to be trying to walk up forward. Could still look for more. And again, we see Boomer APM and Peldor just grouping up together right now in the mid lane, as they're going to be able to get the shove. Jay Trinja forced to react, and that's going to give more pressure over to the bot lane. Okay, now with all jokes aside, like I know I have missed a few kills, but a big part of that is just because the macro play has been so interesting. As now the light bomb gonna get pulled in for Chocolate Door. They're gonna be looking towards Peldor, and Peldor no longer has bug for 9 seconds. Phase shift is gonna be there for Warm Car Water. Peldor still alive with the extra little bit of healing. Soothing Mist going to be enough. And now they need to save Private Vern as well. Slowing Sands is going to buy a little bit of space as Misha going to tank it up. And Misha is actually going to be going down. The bunker now available. And they're just going to be breathing fire straight through it. It is still 4v5. Warm Car Water is alive. Chastide's going to be able to land on a Vern. Do they have the damage to follow it up? Turtwig going to be able to sidestep the Arcane Orb. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be the bear for nothing in favor of HLS. But again, when you have level 4 teams, when you're the one that's making the plays, it is definitely worth it. They're the ones that got the mid lane fort. They were just trying to get it with no trade, and that's exactly what they did. And in fact, with the kill on Amisha, it actually ended up being an even more positive trade for them as Boomer APM gonna get stunned up, but no follow-up is there. And with the polymorph, even the Impale cannot come out of Chocolate Door. Now the shrines are going to be active once again. As Chocolate Door going to get pulled into the back line, but the root is coming on to Burn, and both these two tanks taking so much damage. But it is going to be Chocolate Door that's going to be going down instead. And a big part of that is just because of the nature of these two tanks. Vern gets tankier as they get lower, right? So that's what Garrosh does. Is now Kawaii Bunny. Warlord's challenge lands onto the back line. Kawaii Bunny just going to get taken down immediately. Jay Trinja forced to pop the Tazdingo. Will be alive, but that's still a 2 for nothing. They're going to have full control of this bot lane shrine as Boomer APM roaming up to the top side. Could be looking for the flank onto Keldorn. And Keldorn needs to get back to safety. Will be in a really bad spot. And a lot of damage coming forth. And look at the extra DPS. Keldorn who's going to get taken down to 400 HP. That twin stream from Peldor also dealing so much damage over top of everything. And they need to be careful about this mid lane because this wave's already pushing in. Chocolate Door even going to walk past the wave to prevent this Brightwing from locking it in as Misha just buying more and more time. Everyone has respawned. But it looks like Warm Car Water should be able to just retake this. Turtwig looking to get caught out. Flippy looking for the angle into the fray is going to be up. So Turtwig going to be able to get back up to safety. But it is going to be the Brightwing inside of the Dragon Knight, as apparently we have a little bug in the game where we can't actually see the portrait on the Dragon Knight. But they are going to start walking over to the bot lane. This is going to be a little bit more difficult with the healer being the driver as Chocolate Door takes a lot of damage. And once again, the leap of faith has to be used defensively. They are already finished off the wall, and now they're just going to start working on this bot lane fort. They have the black arrows to disable it, as well as Vern taking a lot of damage. Arcane Orbs over top. Jay Turner just going to get punted away. And this Dragon Knight, they managed to get a structure with it. It was answered on the top side by Keldorn, but I gotta say, even in the top side, it's still not an even trade just because of how low that fort was. In fact, Vern gonna be looking for Keldorn, will be able to throw Keldorn right into the back line as Misha gets punted away, so no bear for safety, but Keldorn gonna be going down in the meanwhile. Now Chocolate Door in the middle of the fray, but Chocolate Door just gonna get thrown away by the Wrecking Ball of Vern 15. And it's just going to be that 1-for-1 is Chocolate Door. Now going to be thrown back. Polymorphs as well. Warlord's challenge. And with the Groundbreaker as well. But this time around, not as much damage to follow as Boomer APM is on the top side, clearing the wave, trying to collect that soak. It is over a level lead now for HLS. They have a very solid lead for themselves. Level 17, level 16s are about to hit, and they will be able to get them on the side of Trial by Annihilation. They're also looking to take this Bruiser camp in the bottom side, and they're just going to immediately get to work on it. They'll be able to take this pretty quickly for themselves, and this could be an opportunity for them to maybe even look to take this bot lane fort, or at the very least start threatening onto it, because they have the poke damage. They have Keldorn taking the one on the top side, and I don't know if they're aware, but Boomer APM and Peldor, they're already working on their own Bruiser camp. However, they might not have been. They're just going to walk right back to their siege camp and take that instead. It's not a bad choice either, though, because right now they're really starting to fall behind in terms of XP. They're really starting to fall behind in terms of soak. They need to catch up as soon as possible. The closer they get to level 20, the less this lead is going to matter from Habitual line steppers. Now they have level 16, so they're not down to any talents unless you count Unraveling actually coming out for Turtwig. So that's going to be a lot more burst damage through the Slowing Sands. Now Vern gonna be looking for a play, not gonna Wrecking Ball anyone. As Peldor now coming in from the back line. This could be a big play. Jet Propulsion is going to land. They have the silence over top as well. Wailing Arrow. The Flippy 8 still gonna be okay. As now Vern taking a decent amount of damage, but Kawaii Bunny in a bad spot. Same with Chocolate Door, and it's just going to be Flippy and Jay Trinja trying to survive. And Jet Propulsion lands on both. They're going to be able to take out Jay Trinja. Flippy 8 able to teleport away to safety, but that's a 3 for nothing. And now their bot lane is going to be getting attacked. Flippy 8 actually taking down decently low. The Haunting Wave dealing so much damage over top. Needs to be really careful because the wrong step will take out Flippy 8 entirely. I'm going to pop the teleport as well. Kelador now going to be here for the defense as well. They already do have the Bruiser Camp in the top side as the Dragon Knight. What? Okay, so... Sorry, I just got completely confused because there is that Dragon Knight here, and I think that might be because of the bunker. I think that's a bunker bug. I've never seen that before, but either way, lots going on. They're able to take down Flippy 08, and now Warm Carwater in a bad spot, but the Time Trap going to buy some space, buy some time, and Warm Carwater is actually going to be able to survive, and in fact, it's going to be Chocolate Door the other way, and Jet Propulsion from Peldor on to 3 Kawaii Bunny, looking to buy some space with that Light Bomb as Jay Trindra. Now the front line not going to be able to get too much done there, but okay, we need to pay attention here because I'm not the only one that saw that Dragon Knight pop up there when all the shrines are neutral, right? Like, that was not just me. But either way, huge plays coming out from HLS. They were able to take down the bot lane keep. Again, they're going to trade a little bit for the structures in the top lane, but I don't think they care that much. In fact, they don't care at all. Peldor just going to run straight through a Jet Propulsion for speed, as they are going to be looking to get this extra Dragon Knight over in the mid lane. Boomer APM going to be the driver this time around. And they have a few choices where they want to go. They have level 20 advantage. They could look to end the game. They could look to go through mid lane. They could look to just take the safe option and take the tier 1 top. Neither one's necessarily bad. No matter what they're going to do, they're going to get themselves an advantage. They're going to finish off this mid lane wall as the Dragon Knight just going to kick away Kelador. And Misha's still going to be in the area. The fire just burning onto the entire team. And now the Dragon Knight's still going to be autoing over top of the Cocoon. Gonna be used onto Vern. Vern is gonna get rescued for it. They're not gonna be able to get too much more with it as Boomer APM could be in a bad spot and will be able to dodge away. As now Light Bomb used by Chocolate Door, not gonna be able to find its way onto anyone. Vern was unstoppable, so not gonna get stunned there. So they are able to get that mid lane pushed in. They're not going to be able to get this mid lane keep. Just a little bit of damage onto it. But now the fight over the siege camp. And again, level 20 advantage. Wailing Arrow lands onto 3. And Boomer APM going straight in. Will get stunned up, though. Will be able to teleport back to safety. As now Misha's going to be gone. Jet Propulsion lands onto 3 once again by Peldor. And Vern's still looking for more. Peldor going to get thrown in within the fray, but not able to find the angle. The minion wave is going to be in the way here. They will be able to clear it out. It's just Misha that it's gone. And that's going to be 10 seconds left for Misha. So this is going to be a 5v5 defense. But they are going to be looking to try and push onto the core. They have 2 cannons. They have 2 siege minions. They can do this. And with this talent advantage, this is going to be their strongest point in the game. Now Kawaii Bunny could have been in a bad place. That groundbreaker hit. Kawaii Bunny was definitely going to be going down, but able to sidestep it for now. As now Misha going to be in the middle of the team, just again buying some space. And they are able to clear out these minions. And they do have a passive push on the top side. They will lose their top lane keep if they don't go back to defend, as level 19.5 now for Trial by Annihilation. Still trying to hold on. And right now it seems like they're able to. This long range poke, this long range damage that they have really coming out to play for this defense. And Habitual line steppers, they admit defeat. They're going to back away for now. As again, these cannons still dealing slow but sure damage to the top side. They still have a little bit of health to play with, but that could be an angle later on for Trial by Annihilation to try and push through, try and end the game. As now Keladorn gets jumped upon, but with Misha is able to get back out to safety as a Bruiser Camp at the top side. Got to get cleared away by Trial by Annihilation once again, and that's going to be the level 20. So now we are at an even state in terms of talents. Not in terms of structures. It is going to be still 5 standing on the side of HLS, and it is only going to be 3 standing. I completely forgot this top lane fort still here, undamaged, untouched, and completely unbothered. I mean, look how happy that dragon looks. Does he look bothered? No. So they're going to still have those. So it's really only 2 structure advantage. Fort in the mid lane and keep in the bot lane. As we can say, if we're just gonna call that, because technically the top lane's actually pushing in passively for TBA right now, and that has been their saving grace, as now the Bruiser Camp is getting started in the bot lane. This is a 4v5 fight. If they do take it, Chocolate Door tries to go in, but only able to find the Bruiser Camp. Would have been, if they were there just 1 second earlier, that could have been a game-changing fight, but they are going to be able to clear away this Bruiser Camp, at the very least take it down super low. As now Vern could be looking for a play as well. Will get stunned up. Goes unstoppable now. as Misha just trying to get in the way once again. And the Bruiser Camp and the Siege Minions both going to get cleared away for now. Bruiser Camp pushing into the top side for TBA, but I don't want to look away because I think a fight can break open really at any moment right now. But neither side going to be doing that play yet. And now we do have a little bit of a passive push in the bot lane. We saw most of the shield was taken down, but no full HP damage has been dealt to the core yet. Still sitting at 100%. Now the Dragon Knight, both shrines are under control. As Keldorn not going to get hit by the Groundbreaker. The Cocoon from Chocolate Door coming out just in time. But Boomer APM could have been in a bad spot. Misha lands there as well, but the heal, the Soothing Mist coming out. Jeff Repulsion lands on to 3. Light Bomb over top. Not even going to land on the Pelador because of the bunker. Able to come out, and Keldorn going to be the first to go down. Jay Trindra also in a bad spot, but Taz Zingo popped. Same with Leap of Faith. And now Boomer APM still continuing to march forward. It is going to be the 1-for-0 as they have the Dragon Knight for themselves once again. This mid lane is available, but it looks like they're going to be aiming for the end here. Habitual Line Steppers, they want their first win of the series as well. Vern still going to be looking for an angle to not want to pull Chocolate Door. And again, they have to be careful because their healer's the one that's piloting the Dragon Knight right now. Is now Vern going to get slowed down. Chocolate Door going to get punted away. And now they're going to get started onto the fort. Boomer APM over the top. Same with Turtwig. And now the last stand. Chocolate Door still looking for the fight. We'll get Tana Warlord's challenge. But Leap of Faith buying some time. But the Dragon Knight just too strong. And this core is just too low. And I think that is it. HLS are going to come back. And we're going to be going to a game 3. I mean, very, very solid game coming out of HLS this time around. They picked the map, they picked the win, and I think that's really what they're going to be caring for at the end of the day. Now, a Trial by Annihilation, they had a couple of really solid defenses, and I think a big part of that is just the range they have, because like I said, Zeldin, less of an auto attacker, more of a caster now. And with that, they were just, with Flippy aid together, they were just able to clear everything. They were able to buy enough time to get those level 20s, even talents. They even had a couple of decent fights, but ultimately, the Habitual Line Steppers, they got the lead early. They were able to hold on to it. And Dragonshire is a very difficult map to get a comeback on. Once you're able to get the lead, it is very hard to lose it. And to that end as well, they were just continuously able to hold it. They took the right fights. Even when they took the wrong fights, they typically would lose only one member at a time. So they were still able to hold their lead. So well fought by Habitual Line Steppers and well contested by Trial by Annihilation. Now, we are going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we're going to head over to game 3. So while you're waiting, just enjoy these dulcet tones of Pretzel Rocks.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
And we are going to a map I have not yet cast this season, so welcome to the first Volskaya Foundry of Season 20 on the Tokibi channel. So, should be a fun one. This is going to be the deciding match today. And once again, it is going to be Habitual Line Steppers versus Trial by Annihilation. So, no domination still coming out from either of these two teams this season, but Habitual Line Steppers, they want to move up to 6 points. Trial by Annihilation, they want to get their first win of the series. They did get their first point of the series, so already they can take today as a victory. Not getting dominated is genuinely really big for the season, especially with the way playoffs work and how it is to get to them. So getting that 1 point, and more crucially, preventing another team from getting those 4 points, it's going to be very big for them. But now, first few bans haven't come out quite yet, but this is a bigger map. And this is also one where the main objective is sometimes ignored. So having good siege without the objective is very important. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either more poke mages, kind of like the Chromie or the Li Ming locked in, or even something like Tychus just to use the Odin. It's so good at being able to get those shoves, even when you don't have full priority over the lane. And obviously Sylvanas, I wouldn't be surprised to see that picked or banned this time around, but first few bans have already come through. It is going to be the Jaina banned away by Habitual Line Steppers, and the Brightwing banned away by Trial by Annihilation. I mean, Warm Catwater, or Warm Carwater, I don't know why I said cat, has been really good so far today. That Oriole game in game number 1 has definitely kept that team alive in many situations where they really should not have been alive. And then the Brightwing as well, getting out of a lot of situations as well as keeping the team alive too. We are going to see the 2 tanks removed. Habitual Line Steppers going to remove the Joanna that Trial by Annihilation used in their win. And Trial by Annihilation going to ban away the Garrosh that Habitual Line Steppers used in their win. So Vern and Chocolate Door both kind of getting those respect bans this time around. Just going to be forcing out a little bit of a change in the draft. So we have seen both of these players play different tanks. We have seen them play the Muradin and the Anubrak respectively for blue and red. But it is going to be interesting to see what other tanks they're going to be able to bring out, or if they're just going to continue going for the same. Now Vala is going to be the first pick coming out for Jay Trindra. Not going to let Turtwig play it again, but instead of banning it, since they have first pick, they are going to take it for themselves. The Habitual Line Steppers gonna have all 3 map picks for themselves. So I think both teams were kind of happy with the way things were set up. Neither one picking map, or Habitual Line Steppers wanted to pick maps, so they picked maps. Trial by Annihilation wanted first pick, so they got it. As now we are going to be seeing Warm Carwater. I almost said Catwater again. Locking in the Anduin and Turtwig on the Chromie and Dark Knight. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. And thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Wow. Huge shout out to Dark Knight there. But yeah, everyone, welcome to the community. In fact, this is the perfect time because I just got some new emotes. Be sure to check them out. You'll probably be able to tell which ones they are because they're the ones that are HOTS themed. Except for Hype and Pause, but they're close enough. But either way, getting right back into the draft. Chocolate Door going to be locking in the Imperious, and Kawaii Bunny going to be locking in the Deckard Cain. And the Deckard Cain worked pretty well for them too on that map, Towers of Doom. I don't know why the name was evading me. So they had a lot of very good plays there, and the Imperious obviously super good at dueling, super good. And with Chocolate Door locking it in, it might even be main tank Imperious. I'm not sure if they do swap around, but so far, Caladorn has been playing the offlane for the first 2 games. Chocolate Door has been the main tank. So this could be a second or a 2 frontline, maybe even a triple frontline team composition here. So yeah, it should be a pretty solid one here. But the next set of bans has already come through, and the Anubrak going to get banned away by Habitual Line Steppers, and the Stitch is going to get banned away by Trial by Annihilation. So it does seem like they think that this Imperious is not going to be the main tank. With that Anubrak ban coming through, they do suspect this is going to be going into the off lane. But now, next 2 picks are going to be there coming in for Peldor and Vern 15. So I think they should pick their main tank right now. And they are going to lock in the Muradin once again for Vern 15. And Sylvanas for Boomer APM. Okay, so they're going to have a lot of push. And this is what I was saying you kind of need on this map. Because getting the Protector takes so long. It is a very, very strong objective. But it takes so long to get that. By the time when you get the advantage, you can either sit on the Protector, or you can push lanes and actually get an advantage for it, you know? And with all the neutrals being decently weak, they're pretty easy to kill. It's easy to just use them, push out, get whatever advantage you can. But Caladorn going to be locking in the Gazlo. So it is going to be the Imperious main tank. And the Orfeo once again locked in for Flippy 8. Had a very good game on it in game number 1. So not surprised to see them lock it in again. They have a lot of AoE. once again, I'm guessing Flippy 8 is going to be going the Eternal Feast. Just trying to power it with, again, Stay a While and Listen. And then Gazlo over top. I always forget what that is, but the big jumbo pull thing. I forget. I genuinely forget what it's called. I think it's Gravel Bomb 3000 or something like that. As Peldor going to be the final pick, and we'll get the signature Peldor Samuro. So any Peldor fans in the chat, you finally got what you came here to see. So should be a lot of interesting games. And we're going to be seeing Imperious Man Tank. We're going to see that Peldor Samuro. We're going to see the Gazlo. Have seen one so far this season, but definitely not a common pick. So it is time. We are here. It is time for the deciding match between Habitual Line Steppers and Trial by Annihilation. Winner goes home with 3. The other has to settle for 1. But let's get right into game number 3. All right, and we are loading into the third and final match coming in right now between Habitual Line Steppers and Trial by Annihilation. So again, this is a bigger map right now, and whoever is just going to be able, and whoever's able to win out on this, whoever's able to play the macro better, maybe have a few lucky team fights, or maybe a few very skillful team fights. They're the ones that are going to be able to come out on top. They're the ones that are going to go home with 3 points. Now, no matter what, I believe since these were the 2 bottom teams and Habitual Line Steppers, they got that 1 point. They are going to be sitting at 4. So even if Trial by Annihilation win this, they're still going to be sitting in last place. But they're going to have 3 points. So they're going to be much closer to the middle of the pack. They are going to be in a much better spot to contest the rest. And again, we are still pretty early in the season. It is just, this is a week 3 match as Boomerang PM going to be going with the Black Arrow into the bot lane once again. Now, this time around, it is going to be field study. So it's not going to be that scroll of sealing. It's not going to be lowering the armor this time around. But it is still going to be a scroll of sealing talent overall. Now, Keladorn going to be taking a little bit of poke as both rosters are just kind of playing Peldor in the mid lane. The rest, all 5 members in the bot lane. As now Vern going to get hit by the Scroll of Sealing, and they're starting to get a lot of DPS on Vern, but again, with the Dwarf Toss, going to be able to get right back out to safety. And now Peldor still shoving out in the top side, getting a little bit of extra soak for the team. They're very close to level 2, and now Chastise does land on Chocolador, but again, Chocolador is going to be the main tank there. As now Jay Trinja is still in the area. But we'll be all right. Now, it is going to be Creed of the Hunter build coming out from Jay Trinja. So we'll be that consistent DPS. And one thing a lot of people forget is the Samuro clones. Those count for stacks. So that is going to be 9 stacks ready for Creed of the Hunter. And Jay Trinja just continuing to get more just by hitting onto those clones. And once Jay Trinja gets onto those 50 stacks, the 100 stacks, really any of those breakpoints, this is going to become a very scary Vala. And with the clones, it's going to become a very scary Vala very quickly now. The Celestial Charge is going to land, but it is once again onto the clone as Peldor. Still playing in the offlane, still trying to get these shoves in. It isn't the fastest wave clear yet. Does need level 10 before the wave clear is very fast on the Samuro. As now again, they could be looking to contest onto this fortification camp. All 5 members from both teams are going to be here, but now the fortification camp has already been started and will get finished off in time. So there's nothing left to contest, as they're just going to be able to take it on Trial by Annihilation. So bit of an attempted play, not going to come out in time, just slightly too late to really get much value out of it. But at the same time, since both teams brought 5, they don't really lose too much for it. Both teams have already gotten their fortification camps too, so we're still sitting pretty even on the map. But Celestial Charge going to be able to land this time at Peldor. Just going to be able to run back to safety, as I should learn some Murrow's skills. I believe that is the Wind Walk and the Mirror Image. I genuinely do not know what his abilities are, but Celestial Charge lands on a 3, and now this is going to be a very big opportunity. Warm Car Water going to get caught out as well. We'll drop the turret in time, but we'll still be the first blood going over to Trial by Annihilation. And even if you are able to throw the turret so the enemy team isn't going to get it, you're not going to get max value out of it. You still lose that extra bit of item that could definitely be useful in these fights. Now control point gonna be unlocked, and it is gonna get started up immediately by the side of Trial by Annihilation, and they are holding 3 right now. as these three are going to be near the mid lane. They're going to be able to catch any wave there. Flippy 8 catching the top wave, and Keladorn going to be catching the bot wave with Pelders. Now Warm Car Water could be the best boss. Celestial Charge is going to land, and look at the combo coming through. Warm Car Water just immediately going to be going down once again. So it is going to be 2 kills now over on the side of Trial by Annihilation. They're going to have even more time just sitting on this control point. They're just going to leave Kawaii, Bunny, and Jay Trinja on it for now. Someone will need to collect the soak, but now Chocolador looking for a play in the top side. Flippy 8 is in the area as well. Vern taking a decent amount of damage, but again, this is just going to be the main tank that wants to take this damage. Vern going to be able to heal back up with that trait with the second wind. As now another time trap is going to be there, and it is going to be able to find the target of Slippy 8. Doing a bad spot, but Chocolador immediately going to get the Celestial Charge in the backline. Boomer APM taking a lot of damage, but Chocolador is as well. Couple more autos than Turtwig, able to get the first kill of the map in favor of Habitual Line Steppers. But in the meanwhile, they have gotten the Protector. No one is in the gunner seat, but they do have, or no one's in the gunner seat. Yeah, Flippy 8 going to be in that now. And it looks like both sides are going to be just trying to trade these structures right now. Top is getting pushed in by Habitual Line Steppers, but the Protector's pushing in the mid lane instead. So now the wall's already going to be gone in the middle lane, but the wall's going to follow not shortly after in the top lane. So far this is pretty even, but here's the difference. Chocolador going to be able to land the Celestial Charge onto 3. Deathly's over top, and Warm Car Water going to be going down once again, and another Celestial Charge onto 2. Chocolador just continuously finding these players, and they will be able to get 1 kill, and at the same time they should be able to take this final shot. Oh, but they're not able to get it. Flippy 8 just going to send it into the wrong direction, but this mid lane fort is on its last legs. They just need to push it a little bit forward, get a little bit of poke damage over top as Chocolador might just try and walk up. It's at 368 HP, so it's not super low. 1 more Breath of Fire, not going to be able to land it, as I did just name that ability. I don't think that's actually called that, but Jay Trinjo with the Hungering Arrow going to be able to finish it off. So mid lane fort will eventually go down in favor of Trial by Annihilation. As now there is a massive wave in the top side. Chocolador just going to, once again, use the Celestial Charge onto both of those clones coming in from the mirror image of Peldor. As Boomer APM going to be shoving out in the bot wave again. And it looks like they want to invade onto the fortification camp. Level 10, not up for either of these two sides. Keldorn actually taking a decent amount of damage. Vern looking for Keldorn, but not able to land the stun. But it will push them off the fortification camp for now. The Chocolador is still aiming for the play over towards the mid side. So their main tank is off to the side. And typically that's not as good, but this flanking play could be very strong for the Imperius. Now, what is this? It is Gravel Bomb 3000. I was completely right. I should never doubt myself. I am, in fact, perfect. But now Turtwig going to be pushing in the bot side. Going to get a little bit of extra poke damage onto the structure, but the fortification camp overall is going to be locked in by Trial by Annihilation. Warm Car Water who almost gets hit once again by the Celestial Charge, but again, the Chastise is going to be at the perfect time. And the Stormbolt would have followed anyway from Vert 15, so not going to be too much light onto Warm Car Water. But interestingly enough, we are seeing the strafe coming out of Jay Trinja, so that's going to be a lot more DPS during fights, a little bit less control. But they don't have a lot of stuns, and they definitely don't have a lot of point-and-click stuns. This Pelder just going to reset, going to try and Hearth. We'll use the mirror image to get back out of safety in time, but was definitely a very sticky situation to be in. Only something like Samuro or potentially Dahaka could get out of that situation. But now with that, Pelder's going to be safe, going to be able to back away as the siege camp at the top side is going to get started off by Kawaii, Bunny, and Jay Trinja, both of which are holding those 2 turrets. So in a big team fight, they're going to have those extra items. They're going to have that extra DPS over top. And now they're going to have a little bit of an extra push here with these siege minions. And they did lose a decent amount of health onto the fort in the top side, but it's still over half. They're the ones that have the passive push there right now. Chocolador going to get hit by the Chastise, so not going to be able to follow up on the Dwarf Toss of Vern. Now next control point is going to be spawning in about 20 seconds on the top side. Pelder and Keladorn both just going to be fighting over the bot side. Is now Boomer APM was getting charged a little bit by Chocolador, but so far neither side's able to fully commit as Wrath of the Anguirus was coming through, but perfectly time trapped by Turtwig. So that is going to be a pretty long cooldown youth. Wrath of the Anguirus just not going to be up for this control point spawn. But again, these control points take a very long time to fully lock in. As now Vern jumping in, looking for Chocolador, not going to be able to find the Stormbolt. Still holding on to it even. Might not want Chocolador as the target, just trying to zone. Fast is going to go out over top, and now Stormbolt as well, so a decent amount of damage. And with the extra Dragon's Breath over top, Shockador going to be down a half HP, but the health potions, they're strewn all around right now by Kawaii Bunny, so they're going to be able to take control of this. But Peldor is still pushing out in the bot lane, and this is what I was talking about, the level 10. With the Blade Storm, now Peldor can really shove this lane. And it's only a 25-second cooldown, so it can be spawned basically on cooldown. As now these bottom structures are starting to take a decent amount of damage. They are holding on to it, but they're not going to be able to anymore. They do have to walk away now as Chocolador going to be able to find the Celestial Charge, but again, Burn 15 going to be okay. Now they're going to turn the other way. Celestial Charge does land, and with the extra silence coming in from the Wailing Arrow, it's just going to be a pick going back the way of Habitual Line Steppers. Now Flippy 8 and J Trinda could be in a bad spot. Boomer APM deals a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. As look at that burst coming through. Flippy 8 has to jump back with the Shadow Walls. Kawaii Bunny is in the area, does have those health potions, and that will be keeping Flippy 8 alive, but they're no longer able to contest on at this point. They need to wait for Chocolador to be back up. And look at the damage coming in. That Dragon's Breath just going out over top, dealing so much damage to this fort. If they're able to get it, they're going to be in a much stronger position to take this protector for themselves. But now Flippy 8 and Kawaii Bunny still in the area, still looking for something to chomp, even going to land onto Vern. But Vern just kind of zoning away as we see those Sandblasts. Now Turnway could be in a bad spot. Keldorn coming in from the side. Grab Bomb not going to get used quite yet. It will come through, but no one's going to be caught out into it. So that's another major heroic that's not going to be up for this next fight. And now 70%, 232, so they still have time to play around. This is Chocolador looking for the Celestial Charge, not able to land a Chomp from Flippy. Will deal a little bit of poke damage onto Vern, but again, Chocolador is starting to get stunned up. But instead, Vern going to be in a really bad spot, and even with a Leap of Faith, it's not going to be out in time. And that's just going to be a pick-off going the way of Trial by Annihilation. However, Peldor able to get the bot lane for it at the same time. Boomer APM is looking for the play over in this middle lane, but will get caught out, will get hit by the Celestial Charge. And with the final chomp coming out of Flippy 8, it will be the kill going over. But now the turret is going to be going down. Warm Catwater just trying to hold the zone for a little while, but the rest of the team is not up right now. Turnway going to get finished off as well. And this should be the second protector of the game going over to Trial by Annihilation. And this top lane wall is still very healthy, so they can just get max value in this top lane. But Peldor still doing some Earl things, just continuing the split push. It's slow, but it is sure. It will consistently be dealing damage. And you can kind of think about it like, at all points in the game, you have a very slow bleed on your structures. That's what Peldor is right now. So you need to try and make sure that your pushes are going to be strong. You need to make sure you're winning out those fights. And right now, look at how fast they cleared out this wall. But now Vern looking for Kawaii Bunny will be able to get this slow. And now Chastise is going to land as well. And Vern buying a decent amount of space will get pushed out. I'm trying to remember what the thing. A talk to the hand, is that what people used to say? Yeah, I think that's what they used to say. Definitely been a while since I was in high school, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, right now they're still going to be continuing this push, and they're dealing a lot of damage to this fort. They should be able to take this out. It's going to be close though, and with the slowing stance over top, Kawaii Bunny and Flippy 8, they could be on a very bad spot. But Leap with the Light Bomb used at the same time as the Dwarf Toss in the wrong area, but now the Wailing Arrow as well buys a little bit of time, buys a little bit of space. The strafe coming out of Jade Trinja as well, and once again they're not able to finish off this fort, but 115 HP left. All they really need to do is give it a little poke, maybe sneeze beside it, and it's gonna be going down just to that force. So Chocolador gonna be walking to the front line. Vern gonna get hit by the Scroll of Sealing. Instead, they're gonna be able to continue pushing, but again, Leap of Faith from Warm Carwater gonna keep Vern alive. But now the Biotic Emitter is going to be the prize coming in. For Trial by Annihilation, they will be able to secure it. Chocolador gonna be the one able to hold it. But neither side really committing to a fight yet. Level 17 on both sides. Slight advantage right now to Trial by Annihilation, but it is very slight. If there's anything they have been good at this whole time, well, I mean, there's been a lot they've been good at, but if there's one thing I really want to praise them for, is the Wrath of the NGS gets canceled. It's the fact that they're really good at catching soak on the side of Habitual Line Steppers. Peldor and Boomer APM, they're consistently rotating around the map, catching extra soak that a lot of other players would have missed. And just overall keeping them in the game. They're down 6-2 in kills. They're down in structures. Slightly, I should say. But they have been able to just stay almost tied in levels. And I think a big part of it is just because of how well they're able to play the macro. How well they're able to play the map in general. As now Peldor going to continue the slow burn into this bot lane. And again, it doesn't deal a lot of damage per shot. But it continuously adds up. It's a continuous dot on all of your structures in the game. But now, both top lane forward and mid lane forward are decently low on the side of Trial by Annihilation. So, if they lose one fight or if they get severely out-rotated, they're going to lose their structures and they're going to lose them very fast. Sutter just going to use the Blade Storm, get the priority over in the middle lane. Mirror Image not going to get popped quite yet. Will come through now. Probably just going to use those clones to try to get a little bit of extra damage. Actually going to get stunned up by the bomb, but obviously will still be okay. Top lane forward is going to be going down in the meanwhile. Chocolate Door looking for the rest of the Gears. Not going to be able to land his light bomb. Will be able to land over top. Flippy ain't going to be in a bad spot. And Biotic Emitter is on the floor. It's up for grabs for both teams. The Gravel Bomb 3000 going to be able to find Vern instead, but Vern still alive. Gravel Bomb. And the turret is going to come through as meanwhile in the back line, there is going to be that extra snipe. So that is a 2-for-1. Flippy 8 going to be going down as well. As HLS, they win 2-1. They're able to get the top lane forward. And now they're going to rotate over to the mid lane. With the black arrows, should be no contest at all. They're just going to take this mid lane forward. They're going to start running away with the game. And now with the siege camp, it's being contested as well. It is still 4v3. This is definitely a fight they can take. And Kawaii Bunny and Jay Trinja taking so much down. Jay Trinja almost going to get taken down, but with the strafe, with the healing from Kawaii Bunny, is going to be able to survive. However, they do lose this siege camp, so that it is going to be a little bit of extra passive push coming in for HLS. And they have the level lead now. They're almost level 20. Just need maybe this one wave, and not even the passive experience going to be coming through. And now they have their storm talents. They're ready for the push. The next point is up, but obviously neither side really going to care about it right now, as Divine Star going to be used to finish off the final shot of Turtwig. Just going to be able to dodge away, and with a leap of faith, Turtwig going to be in a safe spot. And again, while they're dealing with that, Boomer APM just pushing into the bot lane. And that's going to be another wall completely removed. Boomer APM even going to be able to run away with those extra conveyor belts. Just buying a lot of space. Conveyor belts or treadmills. I'm not sure which you prefer. Either way, they both technically work. Treadmills are just conveyor belts, aren't they? I know this is a really random thought, but yeah, they really are the same thing. But now, Kellador are going to be grouping up towards this Biotic Emitter. There might be a fight here. Chocolador going to be able to pull 2 Light Bomb over top of an Eternal Feast. And they're just able to take the ball down. 2 already gone. Flippy 8 down. Pellador looking for it. And with the Celestial Charge, just out of nowhere, the Gravel Bomb coming through with the Celestial Charge, with the Eternal Feast. It's a 3-for-0. And all of a sudden, Trial by Annihilation, they take a massive teamfight victory. And they're just going to start pushing through the top side. There's still 40 seconds before anyone else is back onto the map. So Boomer APM trying to push through the bot lane. I don't think the base race works for them in their favor right now, because it is that 5v2 situation, but they do have black arrows. They could get something. They're going to be losing their top lane keep. But with the way they're positioning, I think Trial by Annihilation, they're going to be trying to end the game here. Now, they are going to have to fight the core. They're not going to have any minions 20 seconds before anyone else respawns. You have to go back. Vern, Boomer APM, you need to defend your core. And with the extra turret as well, they're just going to start burning through it. Talk to the Hand does pull out Kellador, but with the Biotic Emitter, they have the healing, they have the safety, and they're here now for the defense. Jay Trinja going to get stunned up. Flippy takes so much as well. But Wrath of the Angira is just going to pull out the tank, and that's all she wrote with one final shot. Trial by Annihilation, they get their first win, and they go 2-1 against HLS. Definitely not the way I expected that game to end. I mean, that was pretty much neck and neck the whole way through, and all it took was one wombo combo working out for Trial by Annihilation. They're going to be able to get that one final shot. They got the teamfight victory, and then they were just able to push it in all the way to the end. So, really well done by Trial by Annihilation. Very close series coming out of both these two teams, but at the end of the day, only one team's allowed to win per series, and this time around, it was Trial by Annihilation. And now with that, I'm just gonna send over a ping to the Discord channel, see if we can get ourselves an interview for this game. So let's see here, Division E. Okay, we have sent the interview message, so hopefully someone will be able to join, but while we wait, I would like to just thank everyone for watching tonight. It was a very fun series, as I am joined here by Kawaii Bunny.
Yes, this is Bunny. Hello.
So, I mean, first of all, congratulations on your series win, as Flippy08 has joined as well. And
yes,
yeah, I believe this was your first series win of the season, right? So, huge congratulations are in order.
Heck yeah, yeah. I feel pretty good about it actually. When they got that second one, I was like, oh no, not again. But we got it. We got it in the end. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that third one was pretty close too, though.
That third one
Man, I
was
was the
just neck and
scaredest old
neck.
man ever. Oh, I've been working on my Deckard lately, so I'm glad that I got some good use out of him.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 full games on it, and I believe they were both your wins, so
Yeah.
well played on the Deckard Cain.
Yeah, I was a little worried about this Samuro, but I was like, you know what? I'll take Deckard. He'll just give me stacks for my triangle. Let's go.
And she was
Eldor's
talking about the
Samuro scary.
Sam. Yeah, she was talking about Sam the whole time. Like, should we ban Sam? So,
Hopefully it was fun matches for you to watch.
I mean, it was definitely fun to watch. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth. I mean, even that map in number 1, they gave you a very solid scare.
Yes.
At one point, it looked all done and dusted. I think it was even 28-3 at one point. And then they just 4-0'd you.
Really.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I always come for. As a caster, I try to be unbiased towards who wins. The only exception is game number 2. I will always be slightly cheering for the team that will bring us to a game number 3. So, I do apologize for
Fair.
that little bit of a bias, but
No, you're
considering you
fair.
won game 1, but I mean, the main
I
thing
really
is I
like
love.
their team.
Yeah,
I like going against their team, so I don't mind it being 3 rounds. That's fine.
I mean, I think the most fun games, and I'm actually, this is a pseudo question. The most fun games, in my opinion, are the ones that are close. Is this something you agree with? Because this was a very close series between you two.
I could agree with that if I'm the winner. If I'm losing, then I'm just like, oh man. Then I just feel crushed. But I get that. It's definitely. I'll be watching your cast later for sure. Because I love watching your cast. Your commentary is always great.
No, thank you very much. I do try my best, but let's talk more about the games, though. So, especially for that game number 3, because again, that was neck and neck. You were even just slightly behind for a good chunk of that as well, at least going on towards the latter part of the game. So tell me what the communication was like when that final celestial charge landed, when you got the gravel bomb over top. Were the communications clear, or was it just everyone just yelling?
Um, it was kind of both back and forth depending
Yeah,
on
it
which
was-
part you're talking about.
It was a little chaos.
The final
but
fight.
Everyone pretty much knew what they were supposed to do, though, so the chaos was okay.
Yeah.
But if like if we hadn't been playing together for at least like we've been playing together for maybe like 2 or 3 seasons now, if we
Mhm.
didn't have that under our belt, it definitely just would have been chaos, and I don't know that everyone would have done what they needed to do.
No, they would have stomped us. But yeah, we had to really pull out the stops and like really focus in on the end to turn it back around. I wanted to at least get a win this season. Come on.
I mean,
Glad
you
we
got it. Got it out of the
I'm
way.
so
Now
glad
you
we
can
got
focus
it.
on enjoying the rest of it.
Heck yeah. Time for some cooldown ARAMs and to breathe.
Yeah, well, I got 2 final questions for you. So we are already, this was your week 3 match, so you've already played half the teams in your division. But are there any teams that you're looking forward to playing for the first time or playing again?
Honestly, I always have a lot of fun going against the line steppers. I love playing against them, although that Garrosh is so freaking scary. That worries me like every time. But a lot of the teams, I personally don't really know them. I'm kind of excited for going against Phoenix Rising, simply because we've, got someone on our team that knows them and used to be on their team. And I know I got the communication from Hark, and it just felt like an epic invitation. I made a big deal over it when he sent me the invitation of like, let's schedule our match because it was so like professional. I swear it came like on parchment. It was with a raven from my window. It was amazing. I loved the way he communicated. So I can't wait for that match personally. I want to see how that goes. I have no idea how it's gonna go, but I'm excited for it.
All right, and then my usual final question. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give? Anything you'd like to say to all your fans out there?
I have fans.
You have plenty of fans.
The NGS community, right? One big family.
Exactly.
I never know what to. I got to start preparing for this part. I always know that you ask it, and then I forget about it.
It
I'm just
makes
gonna
it better.
pass the
If you
mic to
don't prepare
Flippy.
for it, it comes from the heart,
Here you go, Flippy. You take this one. Put all the spotlight on you. Have fun.
Yeah, let's throw Flippy under the bus, Joe.
Appreciate everyone watching.
Mm.
The channel ban is always fun. I never know when it's gonna pop out, and it's just a respect thing, and it's always nice because I haven't been playing NGS very much, so
Yeah, they did not
but
let you have Jaina. It
no.
just did not happen.
So I don't know, like thanks everyone for joining us and just being
Mhm.
part of NGS. It's really fun to be part of and just see how everything goes.
Mhm.
Was that
Agreed.
good?
I mean,
It
it's
was great.
fantastic.
High five, Flippy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Harkin Giant Spain is in the chat, by the way, Kawaii Bunny. Says
Oh,
you
hi,
are the
Harkin.
sweetest. So.
Shit.
But yeah, thank you very much for coming to this interview, and congratulations again on your win tonight.
Heck
Thank
yeah, I'm glad we
you.
won it. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Night,
you have.
everybody.
Yeah, good night.
Bye.
Well, as Kawaii Bunny has started closing us off, hope you all do have a great night. We are going to be done here for the cast. I'm not going to be able to pick up a match tomorrow. I am currently in the process of trying to move my mom now, and I know it sounds like I'm constantly saying I'm moving, but genuinely that's what my life's been the past few months. This should be the last one though, and then hopefully we're good for at least a year. I really hope that. But either way, we're done. I'm still going to be live on Wednesday. Let me try and check what match that even is. I just kind of pick up matches based off schedule more than anything else, and that's kind of my pseudo way of having a bounce across all divisions. But it is going to be Div B West, Roll 1 Esports versus Can't Counterpick Stupid. 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern, once again on the Wednesday. So thank you all for watching today. Once again, thank you to Factor75 for sponsoring this stream, and thank you, Dark Knight, for the Prime sub and the 5 gifted subs once again. So gotta make sure you get that shout out twice. And yeah, hope you all have a great evening, and I'll see you soon.